What is up, everyone? I'm Skratch. Welcome to the channel. This is another Raid Shadow Legends video. And guys, forget about the fear of missing out, okay? Because we will be having plenty of events for the Monster Hunter champions. Because we just have another one starting this weekend. And on top of it, I have some news about Fatalis Blademaster, this champion right here, the new Void Legendary that got introduced at the beginning of this month, if I'm not mistaken, if I remember it correctly. They are going to change him. They are going to fix some things in his kit, guys. But we're going to get to that in just a second. First, I want to mention the events that we have going on. So, this Friday, February the 2nd, they are planning to launch two events simultaneously. They are planning to launch an event to summon legendary champions from Sacred's double chances, basically. Double chances for Sacred Shards. So, the chance to summon legendaries will go to 12%. From 6%, which overall is pretty good. Now, on top of it, they will make another event, guys, and that will be a 10x event to summon Alatreon Blademaster. He was the champion that was in the Path of Light event recently. He is one of the Monster Hunter collaboration champions, and yeah, he's actually pretty solid overall. He's not a bad champion, and this is like what, the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th event that we have on these champions, and probably we're gonna have 20 more by the end of the collaboration. And yeah, forget about FOMO, guys, okay? If you get these champions, you get them. And if you don't, that's it. Life goes on. They're not going to break any accounts or do anything like that. Yes, they're good champions, but they're not a Krisk. They're not a Taras. They're not a Marichka. They're not a Warlord. You know what I mean? So don't put so much pressure on yourself thinking that you really need this champion, because the truth is you don't really need this champion to that extent, you know? So it's nice to have them, don't get me wrong. The Archer Queen is very solid for Hydra, very solid for other content too. But I can guarantee you that every single one of us can live without these champions, okay? Let me just put it out there. I like him. I managed to get him, sorry. I haven't got the Archer Queen. Probably, if I'll have shards during the fusion, I will try to get her if they have any events. But I won't be opening any other shards till the fusion is announced and we have a fusion going on. Right now, I'm actually in the mode of saving shards, okay? So I'm in the saving mode because I only have one primal shard and that's about it, you know? I have the ancients, which I'm trying to slowly pile them up for a future guaranteed event. So I need to double that amount and then I'll be able to open some. But Sacred Voids, primals, whatever I'm getting, I'm saving for the fusion. And most probably it will be announced next week, and the fusion will start probably in around 2 weeks from now, or maybe a bit less than that. So you might want to save shards for that and ignore this. Of course, everyone is gonna do exactly what they want to do, you know. So that's kind of like my advice to you, but feel free to do whatever you guys want. Then, going over to the Dark Elves, and we have Fatalis Blademaster. This champion was such a disappointment. He is possibly one of the worst legendary champions in the game, Void Legendaries, you know? And some of you guys might be like, no, Skratch, you're completely missing the point of this champion because he's meant for slow fights. Guys, you won't be able to win any slow fights with this guy because you're gonna be dead by the time he's going to kill somebody, okay? That's the problem with this champion. He hits super, super weak, and no matter how you're trying to put this champion in a good spot like that, oh, he's good at doing this, he's just not good at doing that. Unfortunately, you know, it's not that every single one of us are hating on the champion. It's just he's not good enough, you know, and Plarium should definitely consider in actually buffing the multiplier so he is relevant in today's Raid Shadow Legends, you know? Like, he was gonna be great 5 years ago when they released the game as a Void Legendary with these multipliers, because barely anything had any damage reduction. We didn't really have any crazy tanks or stuff like that, you know? So basically, the A1 stays exactly the same. Attacks an enemy, ignores 15% of the target's defense if the attack is critical. Has a chance to gain an extra turn. What they will change, guys, is this skill right here. Now, apparently, let me just actually quickly read you what Plarium is saying. Folks, a small piece of news regarding Fatalis. He is currently affected by a bug that doesn't allow him to ignore Strengthen ally protection, and increased defense with his A2. After the fix, his A2 will work as described, allowing Fatalis Blademaster to ignore strengthen, ally protection, and increase defense. So, I'm not feeling it, man. Like, the whole idea with this champion is that he deals no damage. So even if he's going to ignore those things properly, because for whatever reason, he's another Eilil, so this is Eilil 2.0. I feel like they just copy-pasted the coding from that champion and they copy-pasted the wrong version. He just doesn't do damage, you know, so I just want to make you aware, because a lot of people will fall prey to this idea of Fatalist being fixed, and you won't really know exactly what's happening with him, and some of you guys might get tempted to go and open for the next event that he will be in and get disappointed after. So I just wanted to kind of like put it out there, crystal clear. This champion still sucks exactly like 2 weeks ago. Nothing changed, okay? Nothing changed with this champion when we're talking about his damage. Yes, they fixed the issue that the skill had, but the damage is still the same, okay? Keep that in mind. Very, very important to remember that. Now, this decreases the target's attack by 10%, stacking up to 30. Is on a single target, okay? That's the main reason why he's not going to be that great for Hydra either, because you have 4 different heads, okay? Yes, you could use him somewhere, you know? Like, if you get him, of course, you're going to try to use him. Like, I'm not saying just chuck him directly in the vault and forget about him. That's what I would do. But maybe you guys want to play him because he's your new toy, you know? So definitely give him a chance. Maybe for some accounts somewhere he can keep you in a fight 5 minutes instead of 30 seconds if you're using him over a KL, you know? So he will have some some purpose in his miserable life. Then we have the A3. This at least is AoE. Attacks all enemies, ignores 15% of the target's defense if the attack is critical. And this decreases the defense up to 30%. So this can be good for a Hydra, for example. This part right here, you know. If you want him instead of a cruelty. Now, I would rather just take a defense down champion and forget about him. Taking a better damage dealer and get twice as much damage with that team than with a team that's using him, you know. So I wouldn't recommend anyone to book the champion, get masteries on him just for Hydra, because he's not going to do anything impressive compared to any other champion that can help your team to deal more damage or bring more important things to your team, you know? The secret skill, at least, I had hopes for this one to be like something solid that will actually kill somebody, you know? But the problem with all these HP-based champions, guys, is that yeah, you do have Taras, you have Magnar, which honestly are good. Magnar is good too for an epic champion. And the problem with them is they have bad multipliers. Like, pretty much every single one of them has bad multipliers. And they know that these champions, they have bad multipliers. But they don't want somebody to be close to what a Taras can do, you know, because Taras is Taras. Somebody needs to bring in the big money, you know, from Void Shards. And it's definitely not going to be Fatalist, even though I know a lot of you guys bleacherly spent hundreds of dollars to try and get this champion just because you're Pokemon collectors, you know. And the rest of the kit is still pretty underwhelming, guys. Yes, they are fixing his skill, his damage still sucks, so the final conclusion is that this champion, unfortunately, still sucks. I do hope that in the future they will bump the multipliers, even by a 0.5. That would still make a difference, you know. So let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. This fix will make you open shards for this champion. Much love, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Peace.